are that theoretically they won't be able to do it in towards Anubis. It's a map in which they've played 4 times on in the last 3 months, not won any of them. So
yeah, they're not fans.
Not exactly the greatest one. Where ECSTATIC love a little bit of Anubis. They've incorporated it in towards the map pool very quickly. But ladies and gents, we are underway or about to get started in towards our opening map here in this elimination / qualification game here between 9Z and ECSTATIC. Loser is out. Winner advances to the playoffs. 9Z starting that C side of Ancient. ECSTATIC on the CT side tapping away down mid. Kragan, the only one taking some damage. Got a lot of good control here, 9Z.
Yeah, quite quickly as well. I think it is a surprise. ECSTATIC has given them a lot of space, and they are looking to abuse it. Queenix will manage to find the first head, loses his pretty quickly thereafter. However, the A-bomb site left completely open. Manx has gone to Mars. But a man advantage for 9Z comes in is the one big thing, of course. Nodio's around the corner, trying to find some heads. Doesn't happen for him on that USP. Kragan the next one up to bat. What can he get? He's going to get spotted. He's going to get finished, maybe? Yes, he does by try, up close and personal. Salazar trades one back, trains a second one back, but he's got hardly any HP to work with here, man. He hears his flank coming in. If he had the angle, maybe he could have found it, but his crosshair wasn't on, so 9Z come away with that opening round. Yeah, basically an impossible round for Salazar to win there. Good attempt, to be fair to him. Getting 2 kills. Actually something out of nothing, but what matters most is 9Z. A fairly confident start. It actually all just comes from a very good mid-take. It's very simple. It's very effective, though. That puts him in a good position. Banks doing a double backflip off the back of the elevated Pretty good, bro. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points for that.
We'll give him it. You ever played the old, like, SSX tricky, like, snowboarding game? Yeah, a little bit of style points there.
We'll combo, grinding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Little twisting backflip. But not going to give him the round, of course. In towards our second, off the back of the bomb plant. A couple of kills. Buy much better over towards 9Z, but ECSTATIC have gone for a force of their own. Now, I don't like force buying in towards the second round when you're on CT and you lost the pistol. I'm not a fan of it. If they ecoed here, they could have bought it towards the next.
Yeah, I suppose that is definitely the case. That kind of works for Ancient a little better than some of the other maps as well, but I do feel like the power of the force buy, you know, if you are able to win it, it just gives you so much. So I can definitely get behind it for that reasoning. And, you know, you're in this weird, especially early on in the game, you're in this weird 50-50 situation. It's not a bad call, it's not a great call. It is kind of your needs-must type move. But we do like to see some of that creativity sometimes. It's kind of interesting, actually, because I think ECSTATIC are usually one of those teams that are a bit more creative when it comes to the financial decisions.
Yeah.
So they've gone quite basic on this. So far, a minute gone. 9Z outside that B site, and some late smokes here from ECSTATIC, really going to keep them at bay on the 9Z side. Information coming in with a mid push, an A push as well. This is pretty solid stuff. They can start to bolster the B bomb site, so ECSTATIC are incredibly ready for this hit.
Oh, Manx, that's not a bad shot. Buda will fall. Thankfully, Davis then step up, and Nodios, one of his own. The Pistols doing a good, well, try right now. And it's DGT, who at least brings things back to a somewhat comfortable position. That was very janky for a few seconds, and one sitting inside the smoke as well. Hang on a minute. Oh, he pulls away at the worst time. If Kragan had held his ground, he could have got away with a freebie there. He was overlooked, over-cleared, but 9Z actually just rotate over, plant towards the A site, and that's the round 1. Salazar will find a kill, but it won't really amount to anything. It's consolation kills.
Bomb bailed out quite early on. Really solid move from 9Z to not just get too caught up in the giddiness. Try gets a freebie on a reloading Salazar. So a decent start here, the South American squad. Some hand warmers being handed out.
Distributed, yeah. Keep those mitts toasty.
Yeah, gotta get those electronic one, boys. Get them off Amazon for like 40 quid.
A lot of people don't like them, actually. I've been hearing about them not liking them just because, like, you know, they probably spent, what, decades using just those ones you can squish a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a little bit of stress relief as well. Like a kind of like a mini stress ball.
Yeah, I suppose. I've never actually used them, to be fair. I'm a breathe into my hands type guy.
The age-old classic.
Yeah.
On a football pitch on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Sunday league. It's tipping it down with rain, and it's about 2 degrees outside. It's like a rock when it hits you in the thigh. You'll never forget it. But off the back of what I'm assuming was a bit of a tech pause there, back on the way, round number 3. 9Z currently stand 2-0 up, and that force buy for ECSTATIC, while it actually made things a little bit expensive over towards 9Z. Them losing it has left them with no money to work with here until round number 3. So it actually should be a pretty relatively comfortable 3-0 start.
Creep down the ramp. Manx. He wants to go around this corner, but for now, just holding things patiently. Buda's gonna maybe come to him. Ooh, yes, he does. He doesn't quite dedicate around the corner, trying to be safe, and now just has to be very careful because there's two of them. Oh, ready to go. Gets caught with his knife in hand. It's a nice find there from the ECSTATIC boys. Decent damage. Meanwhile, the A bomb site seems to be the port of call here. David's gonna move in by himself, though. It pains me. It pains me to see now. To be honest with you, we've got position towards mid. This still could go south. I mean, he's half HP on a Mac 10, but no, mincemeats onto Salazar. But still, I'm not a massive fan of the way this round looks for 9Z.
Yeah, the big thing that's bailing them out is the lack of armor towards ECSTATIC. If it wasn't for that, I'd be very worried. Kraken gonna find yet one more. They've scooped up a rifle, but B site is completely barren now. Got rid of the defenses. The flank's coming through. Bomb will go down. Spam gives away the position of Crown. But what are they going to do from here? A 2 versus 2, but no armor on the ECSTATIC side. And, most importantly, no util for them either. At least 9Z have a smoke.
Quick headshots is what's required here from ECSTATIC on these Galils. Well-placed smoke. Could have been the one. But they don't have one available, unfortunately. Tap onto the bomb. Spam down coming in. Max is cool with it, and he's quick with it as he finds 2 headshots to see off the round.
Good start. Expensive once again. ECSTATIC, even though they've kind of gone down in all 3 of these rounds, they've actually been with a fight. That's the big thing. They've been pretty lackluster buys, all things considered. The force buy was pretty janky. That one was minimal. And they actually walk away with 3 casualties. That alone is actually really positive signs going forward because now we get the first full buy from ECSTATIC. This is the first true test of what they're all about. AWP for Salazar. 1M4. And AWP has to come up massive here. Kraken jumping down, gets dropped, but Queenie pick on the trade through the smoke as Manx adds to the tally. Good start from ECSTATIC. Aggressive, in-your-face Counter-Strike, and successful.
Odios on the other side of the smoke here. Oh, he spams away, and that's going to set him off. He was in the right place at the right time, but just the wrong idea. Unfortunate for him. 3 versus 3 now on the retake, then they're being kept at bay for now by a Molotov, a smoke as well to come in. They're going to try and get aggressive ahead of it. Success found on the first one, but the bomb is moving away. A quick rotation towards that A bomb site. I mean, it could be the move here, but there's still a man down, still got numbers working against them. Hardly any utility for either side of things. No kit for ECSTATIC, so time is the big one here that really could play into the hands of 9Z.
Bomb planted. A post-spawn set up, and actually the way 9Z are doing is isolated. They're hoping someone, especially with Try sort of ability, can pull off a multi-frag hit towards Donut. You wait for someone to peek through. There's no user again for ECSTATIC to work to clear him individually, and he makes it a double. Try is monstrous. And all that's left is Salazar on AWP, and with the tail between his legs, he gets out of there. He knows he has no chance. Retaking a site with an AWP is nigh on impossible. And especially in that situation, you cannot allow Try to scoop up an AWP off your corpse, because that's when things get dicey. Really, really solid post-plant.
So much free thinking here, I think, from the 9Z side of things. Try will go down to the bomb, which is a bit weird. But yeah, they're very, very loose in the way that they're approaching these rounds. A lot of quick rotations, moving away from bomb sites, not fully dedicating themselves, never fully committing, which means that they have those options available. It looked great in the start, didn't it? 2 very quick kills out towards mid, and the retake starts off well, but then it wasn't actually a retake because that's not where they're going with the bomb. You have to reset the game, redig for the information. Unfortunately, our ECSTATIC side were not able to find a clean path into that A bomb site.
No AWP just yet for Try, despite the consistent success for 9Z, but he's doing pretty damn well with the rifle. 6-1 he currently stands. Buda looking towards mid. DDT on the pressure, and he makes it a double spray down. Manx and Queenix go bye-bye. And 5 versus 3 ensues where ECSTATIC are in the wrong side of it.
Wow, what a read as well for that third player. Realizing that there could have been another one in towards mid, not overlooking him, giving him a chance to find frags back into the round. Super, super clean here from 9Z, and a fantastic start to the map itself. Salazar. It's a long time to hold on to the AWP, so he knows that he perhaps has to battle his way out somewhere. It's a quick find there.
That's crisp. That really is. That's quick from Salazar. All the credit given to him there. But it is a 1 versus 5. He's found the first. It's all well and good. But a lot more needed. And actually, it is just a save mission, really. The problem being, though, he has no information about how 9Z is setting up. For all he knows, they could be coming towards the site.
Yeah, I don't know. Bomb's far away.
They're rapping, thankfully.
Okay, they're going B. They're going B, thank goodness.
I mean, Buda's got all the information, right? He's pushed all the way through B. They've got the mid guy Try holding for rotation. So, yeah, the B call's absolutely spot on. The question for me, though, do they go hunting? I actually wouldn't mind this at all.
Not got a lot of
low.
cash. Not got a lot of cash.
Yeah, DGT's low is the real problem in that, right? He's the closest one to the hunt, but he's so low. Oh, no, they are going for it. They're aggressively looking for this orb.
Kind of a big deal to drop him, I suppose. He's in a good spot. He's in a very good spot. Buda around the corner is an easy target. Okay, Salazar. There we go. Ah, DGT will take him. He can't get around the corner fast enough. So taking some guns away, as I said, it could have ended up being expensive there, and it kind of does for 9Z, but I guess the end goal of dropping the orb is completed, forcing a low buy or maybe not even a buy at all out from ECSTATIC. Timeout, I believe, being taken here. Manx trying to chat away and give them the best advice possible because, I mean, they really need to turn things around in this first half. CT side, although not as CT side did, I would say still the easier side of the two on this map, and certainly not a good start here. Yes, they didn't pick up the pistol, but things are getting away from them quite quickly. You can see where the cash is, or rather isn't, and so the pressure really is on.
And you know, these tack pauses, you have to kind of take them a bit of a grain of salt over towards ECSTATIC because, I mean, for those who maybe not as much in the know, you know, just, 9 days ago now, ECSTATIC got rid of their coach. So they used to have TML as the coach, they got rid of him. So it's one of those interesting conversations of, I mean, I wonder what the reason behind that was and how strategically deep Manx can kind of dip through. He's someone who kind of took up the IGL role out of necessity when Birth and Sky left, but the call was to go quick, and my God, as it works, because they're going to find a double entry. Max at least getting one, but he's quickly traded.
Show him who's boss, show him that you're not afraid. Really solid kind of call coming into this round. Very confident, exactly what we want to see, but 9Z are fighting fire with fire. A big frag from David over on that A-bomb site. Doesn't completely open up the round. The rest of the team's quite far away, but at the very least, gives some control back. Salazar going to pick up DGT with a USP is kind of ridiculous. David goes down to the 5-7 of Manx at range. What has happened here? Just Try left. I think he was possibly going to get flanked out, but Salazar bails on the position. So Try does have a small gap in the defense to work with towards this middle area. Could work out massively for him. Where's he going to go, though? If he moves towards A, there's a lot of bodies over there. If he goes B, the site itself is open. Looks like he guesses correctly. So everything working out so far in the 1 versus 3. It is just about this late round execution, whether he can find the kills on the bomb site itself. Get that plant nice and open. Yeah, okay. This is workable. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's got a smoke cover off that CT area. They are somewhat split here. They have to be very careful not to allow him to isolate the fights. He was hoping to encroach down ramp. That's not going to happen for him now, but he finds Kragan on the backside. Good response. Half HP on both these players as well. A combined 55. Really not going to be enough. He's trying to indeed take the fights one at a time, and I think he might just get away with it here. He knows that it is unlikely to have a kit. Salazar can't get him round the corner, and Try with a perfectly played 1 versus 3 keeps the unbeaten streak rolling.
It shouldn't have happened, and it should have been necessary, but my God, has Try bailed them out again. That's a second clutch now. We've seen Try pull off. This guy he's so talented. He's one of the brightest talents coming out of the entire South American region. Just 18 years of age, but he's been around for a while. We've already seen him play within this team, get transferred over to a Double O Nation, and play under some Brazilian legends, and then come back towards 9Z, filled with confidence and experience. This is a really tough conversation to be had over towards ECSTATIC. They're in a bit of a sticky situation. I have to wait and see. Am I right in saying sitting behind ECSTATIC is the owner? He's he's like the part owner with Zippel, of course. We all know I love Zippel from the skins community, but I think it's the other owner, if I'm right in saying. Of course, without the coach, it means strategically maybe a little bit on the shallow side, let's call it.
Well, we saw in the previous game what Lucid was kind of able to do to just keep you in the zone. You know, didn't necessarily have to be the deepest reads or the this is what we need to change type vibe. I don't know that that's particularly the type of coach that Lucid's trying to be. But yeah, sometimes you just need somebody, as he did kind of multiple times, to be like, guys, shut up, focus, let's game.
Exactly. Just rein people back in, right?
Yeah, and ECSTATIC might be missing that, I think.
Like mentally start to fade away a little bit. They need someone to kind of pull the strings back in. Salazar on the pressure here. AWP posted in the right angle. Molotov. We'll get one before he's forced away.
Salazar on for a bit more. Looking for the peak. Try. Can't find him. Big kills here from Salazar. There's another attempt as David will pick up the AWP. He actually takes down Queenix and he picks up Salazar. You got to be joking. What a pair of frags. 3 versus 3 then, as it was looking very good on the retake here for ECSTATIC, but it has now started to crumble. They do have a kit available, but Davin just keeps on fragging. Dragon will get 2, bringing it down to the 1 versus 1 against Buda. I'm not so sure that he knows where this final player is coming from. Buda gets ahead of the smoke and will indeed take him down. 7 in a row now. This is looking so damn good for 9Z.
Yeah, smiles all around as well over towards 9Z. They are loving life in the server. This is very... I mean, it's been competitive, but for the most part, pretty clean Counter-Strike. And you can see across the faces, even TGE, over towards the coach of 9Z, he's loving life. I mean, his job is so easy right now. Nothing's going wrong. Just keep playing the way you're doing it. Maybe the only thing he could really ask of the team is to clean up a couple of these rookie errors, but for the most part, it's been fine. They're in a lot of trouble, it has to be said. This has been a massacre of a performance so far. 7-0 on the T side on a map in which is predominantly seen as being very CT-sided, especially in its heyday. David, a lovely round from him. The ability to ice-hit fights with the AWP, it's so, well, nice to see. So, we have another pause to come through, and there might even be a world in which ECSTATIC burn all of their pauses before the turn of the half. I mean, we're already getting to a point now where it's starting to become a little bit kind of too little, too late. Need to be careful. They need to get into this. Buda taking a lot of damage to the flames, and DGT meet to HE head on.
Ooh, yeah, a lot of early damage there onto the 9Z boys. So again, we'll see what these pistols can do. We've seen ECSTATIC in the looser, faster rounds actually find quite a lot of success and come pretty damn close. 1v3 from Try just a couple of rounds ago, of course, if you cast your minds back. You can remember that far.
Uh-oh. Try. Pull your gun out. Too late. Nobody else will find him. But round the corner. Oh, Max has blocked his lines. And actually, so is Buda. Hello. Nobody else. The hand cannon rips the head off Buda. DGT answers for 1, but this is actually a very tough round to make work. DGT has taken a lot of damage.
Why can we not do this with the rifles? Where is this in the conventional rounds? What a shot from David, though. He's been having a great couple of rounds, to be fair to him. Going to need a few more of those to get them back into this one. B-bomb site is where they want to go. Slow move up. Oh, it was a nice opportunity to catch Salazar, but couldn't convert the frag fully. 2 of them playing from that slant area, then really going to be difficult to deal with. Great shot from Kragan. All onto David. Against 3, he has to put the team in his backpack right now, and he might just do that. Just down to the final player. He's heard Queenix coming in as well, knows exactly where he's at. 20 seconds. Could indeed very quickly make it towards that A-bomb site. That's exactly what he is going to go for. He's got plenty of time, actually, to even just walk there and starve the information away from Queenix. Love this idea. So well thought out. And staying cool under the pressure. Bomb going to go down. Another open plant. They managed to clutch up last time around. David looking to do the same again and send ECSTATIC into the dirt. We'll see. Queenix, he's got nothing but an MP9. It's really not enough. He's starved of that info once again.
He's pushed it. He's not respected the smoke. The plant is for main. Tap on towards it. Not going to stick. And David expecting it. It's smart. David continues to play this well, but he can't find the frag. First round goes the way of ECSTATIC off the back of a low buy. Nodios with a double. And Queenix with the all-important clutch kill. He's just about got enough time. As they just about clutched that round up. But my God, it was messy.
Difficult work all round at the moment, I feel like, for the ECSTATIC boys.
They need confidence, man. They just need a little, a couple of rounds like that just to boost them up. They've actually lost a lot of these 1vx's. We spoke about Try. He's pulled off 2 clutches. David's pulled off 1 as well. These close rounds have gone the way of 9Z, and because of it, it really takes a massive toll on the morale. ECSTATIC need a few of those just to kind of boost them.
Yeah, I think so, right? You've got a lot more work to do here, and they are making it very difficult indeed with a quick burst out through middle. Nets are 1-for-1. Manx, though, is here to pick up the pieces. Just David, other side of the smoke. 4x3'd a little, but the cover is there for Manx. Just Buda and Try remaining. They tried to pull out a fast one. It's not quite worked as well as they would like. They still have scope. They still have the positioning. Bomb plant going to come in. Advanced position for Buda. Nobody looking his way as they go through the smoke. And he finds both of them. Salazar will try and clutch up here. But what a monumental task he's got ahead of him. That bomb plant coming through from Try finally. Salazar slow but sure towards the site, misses the flick. Try can't take him down. Oh, and Salazar is so fast with it to make sure that ECSTATIC get their second on the board.
Oh, he steps up massively. Retake on AWP is so difficult, and Salazar steps up to the plate to home run. That first kill, though, in the 1 versus 2 is monstrous. It's so quick on the player as he pushes through a smoke as well. Granted, it's being a trade, but even still, he's kept their team alive. Back-to-back rounds for ECSTATIC, and slowly but surely, the storyline starts to develop. We saw it towards our previous series. Party Astronauts from a 7-1 down scoreline ended up winning the map. Something in which right now ECSTATIC are trying to emulate. That first shot is monstrous. And Try, unfortunately, couldn't close him out. So, a timeout called, the 3rd and the 4th for ECSTATIC. After this, we've only got 1 more left, but the economy low over towards 90. They really just haven't got anything to work with. Be a low buy, and I'm expecting probably a bit of a quick one.
Salazar coming alive in this game, bro. It's really good to see, actually. I think they're desperately going to need him. Get that AWP to take over the game and recover the halfback as best as possible. 11 and 7, 102 ADR are great statistics that you want to see coming out from Europa, particularly one that is netted to a lot of criticism on this ECSTATIC side. We generally speak as the riflers being the stronger looking names.
Yeah.
But Salazar now would be a great time to indeed come alive, secure yourself a playoff spot and another top 4 finish at a Challenger event. Be very happy with that indeed. Half buy for 9Z. Let's see what the move is this time. They went very fast in the previous, didn't quite work for them. Much more spread out kind of default this time around.
Buda, here's all this information. He might actually get a freebie here. Even just staying alive and kind of all the knowledge of how they're playing things is good. He notices a couple of bodies over towards B. They've pushed forward through main, but they're not committed to it just yet. In comes the U-turn, and now they will.
Salazar. See you next week, buddy boy. Queenix round the corner. Good for 1, though. Nodios as well holding the line. The A bomb site is secure. Try and Buda. Can't get anything done, really. Buda on the other side of the map. He's like, yo, boys, I got B. But there ain't nobody to help him. And, of course, nowhere near the bomb right now. They will start to consider the fact that he's on this flank. MP9 holding him down and taking him into the grave. 3 in a row here for ECSTATIC. Slowly but surely closing this gap. Still a lot more work to be done, but they are at the very least building their confidence on a map that they do indeed have a lot of experience with, and we felt like maybe should be taking.
Oh, Salazar, the tip of his barrel was poking out there. He actually is very unfortunate. Salazar has been having a good game. From what has been actually a little bit of a mediocre tournament from him.
Yeah.
You know, we come in and we're looking off the back of the first 3 maps he's played. The best of 3 against Pain in their opening game as well. He's averaging a 1 rating, bang on. Only a +3 KD. So it's not actually been a great tournament for the AWP. But into this map specifically, a lot of impact. We need to see it more consistently. Manx trading out Max. Keeping the numbers level and actually dropping a smoke to fall away. But Queenix will fall through the smoke himself. And Kragan can't trade just yet. A laboured spray, he's punished.
That's ugly. That's not nice to watch at all. 4 versus 2 here. Quick flank from David. Going to see off Salazar. So 9Z, despite the fact that it hasn't really worked the couple times that they've gone for it, again pick up the pace. Play very aggressive indeed, and it's enough this time around, just overwhelming the ECSTATIC boys.
Yeah. And actually, this loss is going to have some adverse effects over towards ECSTATIC because despite them having 3 rounds in a row, the economy is actually not that fully fledged. I mean, Salazar's got 1.4k, Queenix got nothing in the back pocket. And with Manx falling now as well, they could pull a buy together, but it's not going to be completely pretty across the board. It might be half rifles or maybe ever so slightly lackluster util. We'll have to see. Good response though. Quicker tempo coming through from 9Z. Get in their face, get aggressive, and actually sort of catch ECSTATIC off guard. You kind of saw, you know, uncharacteristic miss sprays from people like Kragan, who's usually the crispest guy on the server, no matter who he's playing. But we'll see. Double M4. EWP. Pulled together a buy, but it's not exactly the most complete one. And once again, they go quick. Try for the first. This guy will not miss those any day of the week. Not expecting one up close. Buda opened the tray, but caught with an 8 in hand.
Max with a deep position in cave. I do like this. They have to be wary of him now. I think they feel like they will have caught someone crossing, but they're just a second or two off the mark. Really pensive. I feel like they were maybe expecting a half buy. Just the way that they play those early moments of the round, a lot faster, a lot more aggressive. Manx with the spot. We know he likes an AWP. We know that he's capable with it, certainly proving that there, gaining a solid advantage now. ECSTATIC in a decent position to see this round out. Manx, though, is guessing between where he needs to look, and Nodios, I think, had maybe had a nade out, trying to get that smoke laid down. It would have been nice, wouldn't it? But unfortunately loses his teammate in the process. Decent nade to come in here. Slightly off the mark in the end, though. Just to remain. Was looking very, very good for ECSTATIC, but couldn't hold it together. Nodios will pick up the AWP. Queenix finds an M4, and they back off to save.
Yeah, same goal. Nodios needs to be careful as well. He's being hunted here. David might want to keep going forward. And actually DGT on the other side of the map, coming through Donut. Could start pushing towards those A players. One toward main, one's towards CT/Temple. They could be under a little bit of fire here. Need to be careful. DGT loves a hunt. I love this call. I think it's background being spotted. A missed shot from Nodios. Tuck your head, my friend. Keep the AWP alive. And he will. Another round goes the way of 9Z, and another immaculate performance, all things considered, in the post-plant. 9 rounds 9Z have picked up. And a couple of individuals really been stepping up to the plate for them. Relentless aggression from a few of them. 12 kills. Individuals like David, Try, DGT not too far behind at 11 of his own. Exactly under quite a lot of pressure here. This map not looking too pretty. And on what is meant to be the stronger half.
Another dodgy buy for ECSTATIC, man. They really have rinsed the cash quite heavily. As I said, they're pretty creative with their financial decisions, and sometimes it can backfire for them. If this one goes down, I mean, 90 are looking probably at finding 11, 12 rounds pretty easily. So really, really important that ECSTATIC get this on the board. The fight through the smoke does not go well. DGT will be the one to find it. It's a lot of damage dished out by Manx, but unfortunately, he's not able to find the frag, and that's what matters.
Speaking of ECSTATIC, they're trying to go active for info here. They're trying to be proactive in this situation, and I think it's actually the right call. When numbers don't favor you and you have no idea about where this is ending, you've got to try and make a difference. Double stacking towards cave for them, all posted up, will all fall away. Tempts up a smoke. Left-hand side is the option for him. We'll have a gap towards the right-hand side of the pillar, but he pulls off at the worst time. Now Salazar got to commit towards excavation. Buda round the corner, doesn't expect Nodios. Bomb will go down, but just about before Max and DGT crack one of their own. It's all left to Queenix and Kragan in a near impossible 2 versus 4. Damage is being dealt, but it feels like such a tough ask for them. Smoke at least blocks some of the information, gives us retake some legs behind it. One of which Kragan will find a kill. But he leaves Queenix all alone, and David flying on towards the site will lock out the round. Double kill for him, and it's such a confident play as well. One through the smoke, he flies knife out on towards the site with no info where the last is. But David doesn't care, man. This guy continues to play immaculately.
Yeah, 9Z just playing super confident, I think, as well. It is a really great look so far. Not bothered about their opponents, not bothered about who they're playing, what map they're playing on. They are just own game, man. Aggressive, individually based. And as mentioned on the desk, they do have the stronger individuals, and that really is showing at the moment. Continuing the aggressive play to come through. Try for a double opener. It is an easy round, it is a low buy, but all the same, really good stuff to see. Nearly gets that kill with the Tech 9 as well. Rolling through the motions, 11 to come in here, and as I said, threatening 12 quite easily on the 9Z side right now. This is very, very surprising to see, as we have mentioned quite a bit. ECSTATIC, they do really like playing this map. You'd maybe argue that Nuke is their favorite, but it's between Vertigo and Ancient for the second, and they generally find some good success on Ancient. Really, really a shock to the system against 9Z here.
And the thing about ECSTATIC as well is they're a side who play a lot of Counter-Strike. They play every Tier 2 tournament under the sun. They're playing in Challenger League. They do it all, right? So, you know, we're looking at this and we're expecting a pretty dominant performance from them in the case of they have so many reps under their belt on this map. It's not being the case. AWP have tried very close to the mark there. It's Kragan for the first, and he fluffs his lines on the second. Gives Try an opportunity, and he will punish you every day of the week. 11-3, they're in desperate look here in the 15th and final round. Can they make it 11-4? Can they abide by Zonic's law? We'll have to see. It's not looking too pretty.
Slow encroachment towards B. Is the correct site of choice. There's only one player over here. Smoke will go down. Still pretty far back, though, to be fair, so they're quite lucky there's no one on the site itself, because Davi might have gone down somewhat needlessly, but as it is, things are open. Completely surrounded off now. Max through the smoke, going to find Manx is kind of ridiculous. I think that is very unfortunate. Not much you can do about that. Max nice and close to the action. David holding the other side as well. Have a nice lockdown of this area, making sure that nobody can cross in from CT. DGT activates from the backside, meanwhile, pretty much securing the round. 12-3 at the turn of the half is absolutely ridiculous. We expected a close one here, but 9Z are not messing around today. That is for damn sure.
You came in with the tide, boy. Falling stars to collide.
Another one-sided affair. If you were joining us for our game earlier, we saw Bravado Party Astronauts have a similar one to this as well. So, don't know what's happening today, Neo, but we've got the close games that is unfortunately out of the window. And it seems like it's only one-sided games for today. We were really expecting this map to bring the heat, but
yeah,
ECSTATIC incredibly empty today.
Yeah, it's been rough. Not one person over towards ECSTATIC even positive. Even when we saw the likes of Party Astronauts when they lost their map, we had individuals like 60 who was stepping up. Nobody over towards ECSTATIC. They need a pistol here, and they're going quick. And the first 2-3 kills will go their way.
Yes.
So, the start of something, ladies and gents, as it begins the half very quickly.
Love to see it. Give us a bit of energy, give us a bit of something to work with here on map 1. And of course yourselves as well, moving into Anubis, their own map pick next. David and DGT. They even really want to go for this, you know?
They might save
the
armor.
armor that you have, yeah. Especially with the Julies here. There you go. Lovely kill for David coming in. DGT trying to catch some exits on the way out. We'll get one. Can he get any more here? Not looking too likely for him, and now it becomes a question of survival. He's being chased by the Julies. Oh, he'll find the head, though, of Manx, and he will actually get Kragan there. A little bit of assistance from the bomb. Lovely stuff. So DGT's actually got a lot of cash to work with. Could maybe even buy up a FAMAS moving forward to...
I mean, we've seen it. I'm not exactly a fan of it, but force buying on the CT side after losing the pistol is actually somewhat common meta. Something I personally don't like. Just I like having the money for a buy. And actually, if he was to save, he potentially could even get a third-round orb, which is rare, but a possibility. But I would expect the force to come through. Yeah, and exactly what we're going to see. FAMAS coming out, M4A1S, and then pistols alongside it. Doubles the eagle for David and Max. Question being, of course, what can they do? DGT, one of the longest-serving members we've got in one single organization. Probably, actively serving right now. 4 years he's been part of this roster. But can he do anything with the M4A1S in his hands? ECSTATIC, they themselves, much better buy for them. Triple AK-1, Galil, and a MAC-10 in the hands of Manx to close things here. Getting a fifth on the board can kickstart that T side the way we know we need to if we want to see any sort of a conversation about a comeback. Still sort of feels out of the realms of possibility, but it's doable. Maybe not like that if Crown swinging in towards mid will fall at range to the hands of Troy.
B-bomb side totally open though, isn't it? Nodio's going to pick up Try as well. That is a big, big frag. Max.
Bomb.
Has dropped the bomb. Makes life a bit awkward, but they will retrieve it, get that plant back in. 2 players on the flank. Split up, however. Oh, Nodiosi's got the right kind of idea, but he keeps swapping between the angles. Down goes Manx. Crumbling. Queenix was the lurking presence. He's now very far away from the bomb site, and I think they are somewhat savvy to the fact. Oh no! Molotov out, tries to get it on the bomb, but it just cost him his life. A desperate attempt to the 1 versus 3 and the force by 1. I think that is just a summary of how this game has been going, unfortunately, for ECSTATIC. Can't buy around.
Yeah, and with no kit as well, if that molly had gone down, he actually would have been able to win it. They didn't have a kit to work with. He would have burned in the flames, but he hits the wall. Panic ensued for him. And unfortunately, it all falls apart. The force buy on the CT side, something which can be very uncomfortable to watch. This time, much better. And it comes down to small mistakes, but overextensions and, well, missed utility. Costing ECSTATIC around and putting 90 back into their winning ways. ECSTATIC themselves will force in this time, though. They've only got pistols to work with. The Eagles Tech 9s and already taking chunks of damage. The EGT is inviting the pressure. He knows the AK-47 can mow them down in the flames. He hears them. He spots them. He can smell them like shots. With blood in the water, DGT and David combined for frags in towards mid. And they continue to add to the tally. Okay. Queenix and Salazar making a 2 versus 2. Somehow this is doable.
Was there for a second, wasn't it? But unfortunately falls apart, I think. Salazar, a bridge too far for him. Queenix is somehow in the middle of these 2 players.
He stuck by. The brackets play didn't spot him.
Yeah.
Only thing is he can't do anything right now, right? This is the big thing. Even if he goes for a flank, they're both being held.
Oh.
Not anymore. But they know Queenix. It's confirmed information. 45 seconds, Queenix now into a 1 versus 1. Max knows where to look, has a flash to work if he wants to self-flash himself, go for a peek. But actually, it looks like he wants to allow him to pick up the bomb.
Just play it safe, I guess. Don't give him a single chance into it. If you get a good sense of timing here, you could definitely go for it. I mean, Max is so close to his screen, you could probably hear him even while he's walking. So, you know. Either way, bomb is going to go down there on the A-bomb site. Max very quickly is able to follow in the footsteps, so is the key thing. Queenix has to get his bearings very, very fast on this A-bomb site, and I don't know that he's going to be super expectant. But with that shot ringing off, now he'll know where to look. And indeed, he gets the timing on Max. Oh, bro, I thought Max had it in the bag, but will not be the case. ECSTATIC could be a consolation round at this point, but it could be the start of something beautiful.
I gotta say, I don't understand what Max is doing there. You know, you're playing in a 2v1 situation. You're not gonna play off contact. At least hold the bomb. He's so low on HP, they confirm the damage on towards him as well. One shot with that M4 is enough to kill Queenix. But Max allows him to pick up the bomb and shift walk back over towards the A site. I don't know, that felt very weird to me. I'm not really too sure why Max played it in that sort of fashion. He didn't show himself, which can be a positive, but it really didn't work out there. He was never going to risk it. He just came from Donut. He wasn't going to come over towards the B site. It's the only real place Max could be. And once again, tough on the economy. Deagle up close. Damage on towards Nodios. Max actually, unfortunately, going to kill there. He will spot a lot of bodies over towards that Brackers area.
Queenix on the approach towards A. Max, meanwhile, defending in Cave. There is presence all over from ECSTATIC at the moment. Max might get overlooked here. Yes, he does. Oh, and he finds the double. Ridiculousness. That's a couple of guns to retrieve as well. So not only is it the best 5-on-3 situation you can find yourself in, but it is also a strengthen of your defense. Magic, absolute magic, and now ECSTATIC left to pick up the pieces once again.
Another force by looking successful. Will it though? Can't get him behind. Queenix one of his own as well towards David, so back to a 3 versus 3. There are guns to work with for 9Z, but the space is in favor of ECSTATIC. A lot of it comes down to the EGT here. The linchpin to success, and actually just going to respect it. Flank comes through, Queenix holding for it, makes it 1, not quite the second. But a lot of damage dealt. DGT's given away his position as well. Salazar's low, but he's in a 1 versus 2. This feels nigh on impossible unless he can isolate the fight. Salazar crosses. No kit, no util. And it feels like no hope here unless he can pull off a masterclass. Back into the 1 versus 1. But Crown's rotated back out of Temple. Scoops up the AK. Tries to give himself a chance, but time's already so far ticked. It's hero now. He's just going to call it. To save. And actually, Crown might even respect that. At range, the M4 could catch him on the way out.
Yep. Stay calm. Keep the taps coming. There you go. ECSTATIC still staying alive here.
It's a shock that he just about stays alive. Good as well. Keeps the M4, means even more pocket change for ECSTATIC to work with.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with that, I think. So very, very solid couple of rounds here. T-side starting off decently well. Couldn't get the force buy over the line, you know, or the anti-force buy, I should say. Could have been going a lot better for them after such a dominant pistol. At the moment, it still feels like we are just ending the game needlessly, and
yeah,
it doesn't feel like ECSTATIC are quite in the runnings just yet. Should have another one here, of course. No money available. But yeah, I just feel like there is very little in terms of a way back in for ECSTATIC at the moment.
Yeah, this is a throwaway round. Doesn't make too much. Really important thing as well, actually, for ECSTATIC was them breaking the force by walls, making sure they didn't really, continue to happen. It looked like 9Z were going to answer back with one of their own, and we're going to be stuck in this back and forth kind of ping pong situation. Thankfully, not the case. Max all alone now. 1 versus 4, and it feels basically impossible. It is basically impossible, and it will be the case. Seed up by Salazar, confident swing from him. ECSTATIC up to 7. So 9Z, 6 rounds ahead. Only 3 rounds away. He's kickstart that campaign. They've got a bit of money to work with now as well. Can pick up the buys and force can come through. I don't think Try can get it towards the AWP. He can't as he glass cannons. Which he will. My go. I love him. Try is my favorite player. Glass cannon off it. Has got a nade to work with. Dropped a nade, in fact, as well. So let's see what he can do with this. It's a risky buy, but That reward will be mighty juicy if it pays off. DGT in towards mid. A lot of information and space, in fact, that he's already got.
Spam through the smoke. Tiny bit of damage onto David. Max trying to spam away. It's actually Buda who finds an awful lot of damage. DGT going to finish off one that Max started. It's a great look for 9Z. So much damage as well as a frag. ECSTATIC are backing off once again, and I don't think have an awful lot that they can really do in this round. To be honest with you, it started incredibly poorly, and it looks to continue that way. They do have some utility left to gain some control. Oh, but through the smoke, in comes more damage, and finally a finish there onto Kragan. More and more kills. Oh, wow, 9Z just really not putting a foot wrong right now. ECSTATIC getting spammed through and then just walking into crosshairs and making free easy pickings. Nice pickup from Queenix. What is it really worth, though? Round the corner he goes, and his demise he will meet. 14-7. Ever closer to 16.
Yeah, and only one casualty as well. All things considered, really not too bad. Look at some of these stats across the board in terms of entry kills. 5-1 for DGT, man. We've already seen how many times he's gone down mid and been given that for free. And this is a map in which the recent changes actually push that T-spawn forward and the CT further back. The T-side should have that advantage in terms of spawns, getting mid control, but it's not been the case. Time and time again, 9Z in terms of the util, how aggressive they're playing and getting so much free reign. Kragan this time not going to respect it, sitting inside the smoke, waiting, try and push through. Max holding behind the flames, spots one and drops one. Nerdios, double tap to the head, and an aid actually will come deep on towards Manx's toes, dropping him by 40 points. And it looks like we're starting to get to the late stages of this game now. Doesn't seem like there's too much left in the repertoire for ECSTATIC. Unless they can do something here over towards B, in towards mid. Queenix, one of his own as well, catching rotations. He will be traded out into a 2 versus 2.
It's tight. It's very, very tight here. Both coming in from the CT area, though. I'm not so sure about this. They'll swap up the guns. Manx is in the off angle. Going to spot a shoulder around the corner and easily has set this round up. They're both incredibly low. They do not fancy their chances. ECSTATIC, again, continue to extend the game. How much longer can they keep this up, though, is the real big question. Of course, the big old C word has been escaping them. That consistency has not been here on the T side at all. Just sporadic rounds so far.
Yeah, this is just one of those situations, right? Unfortunately, we haven't seen, across the board, some of these individuals really step up. You know, Crown, or someone known as Kragan, you know, he is the most important fragger when it comes towards this team. In terms of the rifling capacity, he is meant to be kind of the hero of this team, but we haven't really seen it all too much. It's a map in which we said it's comfortable for both teams, but it hasn't actually looked that comfortable for ECSTATIC so far. Strategically looking a little bit weak. In a more macro sense of the game, they've struggled at times to getting control of momentum, really kind of making 9Z feel uncomfortable. So far on the C side, we've seen these up and down moments, but that at the very least was a little bit better. Have to wait and see what the response is looking like for 9Z. Back in towards a buy for them, or play for try once again. But it's Max and Buda who take a little bit of a limp one with the FAMAS and the MP9.
It's definitely decent in terms of the buy.
Considering the money they had, absolutely.
Yeah, they've really squeezed this one out, to be fair. But it does mean they have to watch themselves, because ECSTATIC will really start to build some momentum if they win this one.
A lot of
Spams through smoke so far. DGT will be the one to find the first frag, though. It's a pretty big deal. They're not contemplating the push down the ramp at all, and it's a 2-for-1 down there. So a 4-on-2 in total is really looking great for 9Z.
Tries not close off the Molotov. I was going to say, potentially he could have got a molly down on towards the bomb. Into 1 versus 2, but Queenix on the wrong side of the map. This is going to be a very difficult one for him. Had the orb to work with opposite the Galil. Try and pull off this 1 versus 2, but he has to give this a go. There's no point saving here.
Feels like for the game to take this round, they are so far away from that bomb. Totally happy to give him control of it back. And definitely on board for that, to be fair. So we'll see if they can find control back into the round or not. Slow but sure, Queenix works his way in. Being watched. It's being somewhat held by David. It's going to be left low on both sides of the equation. Smoke to go down, but it's Maxwell from behind who takes him out. 15-8. Is indeed a game-winning scoreline, if you ask me. 9Z looking to absolutely pummel this first one.
Yeah, there was an AWP down somewhere. I don't know if they actually managed to scoop it up off the floor. I'm thinking no. Hopefully they upgraded the MP9 at the very least. But good round, good crunch coming through over towards ramp. Trades, it's simple, it's effective, and it works well. And it leaves ECSTATIC in a pretty impossible situation. All things at 15-8. It just does not feel like there's anything left. They're running on fumes here, ECSTATIC. And you can tell by the buy. Triple tech Nana D gonna go in the hands of Nodios to try and salvage this situation. Not exactly the easiest. It looked like they were gonna go quick as well. They upped against it. Slower tempo. Setting the tone here. Smoke from Buda and Molotov to come through as well. They're in a lot of trouble. Do they push through? They're gonna opt against it. Maybe even rotate away.
It's a great read from Max there with the Molotov, to be fair. Oh, another smoke to go down. Max is close to the smoke. Here's some coming. He's got support from Buda. Somehow Max doesn't go down. That is ridiculousness in the final round. ECSTATIC, though, you can just see so frustrated, trying to brute force their way in. They just could not figure it out there on Ancient, which, again, is so surprising. They've had a great run on that map in Europe at the moment, but yeah, that one gets away from them.
What a performance of DGT as well. 25 kills.